Hello and welcome to one of our short videos here at Living Your Life on Purpose. Now we have our Business Owners Growth System, BOGS, and if you're in the UK you'll appreciate the humour of BOGS, and we don't mean going down the pan, quite the opposite. So we have a 13-week massive action plan, but during this series of videos I'm going to run through right now, I want to run through some ways in which you can really impact positively on your business. Now this is one of many videos where we're going to evaluate things. Where are you now? And then the next video will be to identify who your ideal clients are, where do they hang out. Then of course once we've identified those clients, we want to be able to prospect those clients, and there are different ways in which we prospect, aren't there? So we're going to discuss and review good examples of how you can prospect your clients, get a nice big pipeline going so that you can qualify people in or out, or of course they can qualify themselves in or out. Do they want to be your customer? And here's the thing, do you want them to be your customer? Because we want to get away from scarcity and we want to get into abundance where you have lots of customers coming through your door. We're going to run through how you do a presentation. How do you make that pitch to that customer? How do you close to that customer? And then what's really important thereafter is how do you care for your customer? This relationship. What do you do after you have got the customer in? Because you know something, if you have multiple products, it's easier to sell other products to existing customers than new products to new customers. So you want to build up a really good relationship with these people. So let's have a look at the evaluation phase of what we are talking about. So, evaluation. I really urge you to do this now, because once you actually find your foundation of where you currently are, then it's easier to make that move to progress and to improve. So what you kind of need to do is think, what is your business? What do you sell? How many different products or services do you have? And Vince Lombardi, who is one of the most famous American football coaches, used to start a football match, or a football training, holding an American football saying, "This is a football." Now I know it seems too obvious, but just spend some time and just identify what your business is. What do you sell? And look at some of your product portfolio. Which of these products are performing well and which products actually are doing quite good? And if you didn't concentrate on the other products, they could do even better. And there's a really good book called Will It Make the Boat Go Faster? What you do in business is if you look at things that are working, if they're working, keep doing them. And if they're not working, you drop them and then you focus more on the things that are working or introduce other things that could work. So just spend some time jotting these things down, and also start to write, what was your turnover over the last 12 months? Now I know, I'm acutely aware that turnover is for vanity and profits are for sanity. But sometimes it's just easy to work out your turnover and then think, right, what were my costs? And once you've worked out your turnover and your costs, you can kind of work out what your profit is. And profit is what we're talking about right now. Then what we want to do is we want to start thinking, what do you want your turnover to be in the next 12 months? Now I'm a goal getter because I set my goals. And I firmly believe that if you cannot hit a target you cannot see, and most people are basically sleepwalking through their business, they're going round and round in circles, some of them are zigzagging, but you know something, if you have a clearly defined path, you can straight line it to your goals. And that's what we're all about here at BOGS, this Business Owners Growth System. That's the whole point of it. It's not Business Owners Stay As You Are system. So we want to work out all of these figures. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through the other parts I mentioned to you earlier, and we're going to break down each component part of the sales process, because there is a sales process, and we're going to make you better. Now we're not going to make you better overnight, it's going to take some time, and that's why we have 13-week massive action plans within our LILOP community. So you go through a 30-week period, and then you're going to sort of see your results in that 13-week period, and then you're going to close that one down, move to the next period. And each 13-week massive action period you go through, you are going to get better. We have goals, right? So what we do is we write down some goals. Now, once you've written down some goals, you then implement a system. Now, look, I don't want to make any sizzly stuff here. I don't want to make this exciting. You know, business is a process. Once you've increased your profits and you've improved your life, you've reduced your stress, you've increased your, your financial status, you're happier, that's what you celebrate. That's the sizzle. The sizzle is not in business. And one of the big things about being in business is you need to learn to master the mundane. Just do the same things day in, day out, and then you'll harness the awesome power of the compound effect. What will actually happen is you create a habit of things to do by doing a daily method of operation. We will be covering that. You can absolutely guarantee it. And once you set goals, what you do is you break down these goals into little goals. Now, you might have a big goal, and it might be a 5-year goal, it might be a 3-year goal, it might be a 1-year goal, whatever it is. But 5 years in the distance, it's too far away. You're not going to feel any success going along the way because the growth won't happen that quickly. 3 years is the same, 1 year is the same, and that's why we have these 13-week massive action plans, which we then further chunk down from that quarterly goal into a monthly goal, into a weekly goal, and then into a daily goal. And when you're achieving things on a daily basis, you feel better, you feel empowered to go the next day to go and do a little bit more of the activity that is needed. And we focus on the actions, not on the results to be successful. I love this. This is a real life example. And this is a printing business. So I want you to imagine that I went in to speak to, he was a friend of mine to be fair, and he had a printing business that had been going for 16 years. It was not a big business, it's just a small to medium-sized enterprise with an annual turnover of £335,000 a year. So he's doing okay, he's got a good quality of life, he's got a good profit margin there. I think he's about 40% profit, so he's doing good, every year. He's got a really nice house, nice car, goes on a nice holiday. So there's no problem here. But he did want to improve things and he wanted to grow his business. So what we did was we did this real simple thing that was all about belief. So we got to know his numbers. Right, let's work out what an average customer is worth to you. So we worked out how many customers he had, how much the revenue was, and that came to a figure. It genuinely was around £1,000. This is not made up. Now, I said to him that we could increase his revenue to £500,000 within 18 months. And he laughed at me and said, Gary, not possible. I've been doing this for 16 years. You just can't do that. It's not as easy as that. Now, if you have limiting self-beliefs, you're right. Henry Ford said, if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you're right. So I said, right, just bear with me. Let me show you how I'm going to go from 335,000 to 500,000 in just 18 months. Now that's a difference, I'm sure you'll know, of £165,000. And if it's £1,000 a customer, we need 165 new customers. Now the beautiful thing about this is, as you're going through that 18-month period, you're slowly getting more profitable, aren't you? It's not you wait until 18 months to get the profit, you're experiencing growth. And when you get in new customers, you're getting that dopamine hit. And then you get another dopamine hit. So what we did was we broke it down even further. If you need to get 165 customers within 18 months, that's actually only 9 new customers a month. Now you might think, well, 9 new customers a month is a lot. Well, it's not really, because it's only 2 a week. And the great thing about my friend at this printing business, he was running the business with his son. So between him and his son, all they had to do was to go away and get 1 new customer each a week. And over the 13-week massive action plan within the Living Your Life on Purpose community, we're going to show people lots of activity tasks to get in front of lots of people so they have more chance of getting more new clients every week. And it really is very simple. And I just want to run through something I really quite like, just to finish off this kind of video, in that if you are prospecting for new clients, now you might go to business networking, you might do leaflet drops, you might do LinkedIn or whatever, whatever you're doing. You might do cold calls, you might be one of those people, I don't know. But if you do something often enough, a ratio appears. And what you lack in skill, you make up in numbers, so you do more of that activity. But let me just show you something which should blow your mind a little bit. I encourage people to start with to do a focus 15 minutes of focused activity, which are income generating tasks. So these are tasks that you're going to do for just 15 minutes a day to get new clients. And actually all I'm going to ask you to do is to get or do 3 things a day. So let's say you're going to make, let's just say phone calls. I mean, you might not like them, but you buy some data from some reputable provider. You decide you're going to make 3 phone calls a day. And I'm going to teach you how to do all of this, by the way. In fact, let's just do it anyway. We'll do it off the hoof. Let's say that I am a printer. We're on a printing page right now. And I want to get some new clients. I've identified that actually when I look through my client base, that a lot of my clients were accountants. I'm making this up as I go along, by the way. So I then buy a list of data from some accountants. It could be phone numbers, it could be emails, it could be their addresses for direct mailing. Oh wow, I've got some great tips on how to do lumpy letters with direct mailing. I've just thought about that. But you decide you're going to phone 3 accountants a day every day. And your phone call is going to go something along lines like this. Hi, my name's Gary Roberts. I'm calling from Lilac the Printers. Curious question, but I don't suppose you need any printing at the moment, do you? Now, the client's going to say yes, no, or maybe, and let's just say they say no. It's great. But if you do 3 of those phone calls a day, this is what's really exciting. You do 3 phone calls a day, every day. That's 15 phone calls a week. If you do that over a 4-week month, that's 60 phone calls over a month. If you do that over a year, that's 720 phone calls. And we've said this before, if you do something often enough, a ratio appears. Let's say your call to success ratio was make 10 telephone calls for somebody to say, yes, I want some business cards. I don't know. Well, if your call ratio is 10 to 1 and you've made 720 phone calls, you've got 72 new clients in your first year. If your call to ratio is 20 to 1, you've got 36 new clients. And even if your call to ratio is 60 to 1, you've now got 12 new clients. That's how it works. And we're going to go through how you do all of this. Oh, but while it's in my head, because I've said it and I can't keep it in now, lumpy letters. I don't know if you've ever heard of these, but often enough when I want to get new clients, I would send lumpy letters. So I identify who my client is, and then I'd get a printer, to print off some letters for me. And I always used a printer because the print was so much clearer on the good paper than your own home-based printer. And let's say the letter was all typed out. I never had it finished. I always had to do some handwriting, so it'd be Dear Susan. I'd write the Susan, and then I'd sign Gary Robertson at the bottom, and then I'd also put PS. I would much rather have written the whole letter, but as you can see from my scroll, it's better to read it typed. It's something like that. And then what I'd do is I would handwrite the envelope. So I'd handwrite the envelope to the recipient. But what I would put into my envelope, and this is the lumpy element, was a Christmas smelling tea bag. And I'd put that into the envelope. And in the text I had printed, thank you for reading this letter. Why not read it when you're having a cup of tea on me? It's a lovely cuppa. It smells just like Christmas. I can't remember the exact words because I'm literally just doing this off the hoof. And then I sent the letter. Now that's one part of the process. I then would connect to them on LinkedIn, another part of my process, and then I'd phone them up. Hey Susan, how are you getting on? It's Gary Robertson. We recently connected on LinkedIn, and I sent you a letter with a Christmas smelling tea bag in it. Did you get it? Yes, I did. Curious question, did you drink the tea? No, I didn't. Well, did you open the tea bag? Yes, I did. Did it smell of Christmas? Yes, it did. And the purpose of my letter was to introduce myself as a printing company, and a really curious question, do you need any printing right now? Yes or no? And we're going to go through loads of fun stuff like this, which is really, really easy. And if it scares you, then great. Because what we're going to do is we're going to, in our community, show you how you can join some of our success buddies. So we partner up with people because the best thing about being in business is there's no accountability. The worst thing about being in business, there's no accountability. So I went on longer than I wanted to then because I just remembered about my lumpy letters. And you'll find that with loads of my videos, there's going to be loads of spontaneous good stuff thrown in there. And what I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is, go to www.lylop.com, get the free book that I wrote. You can get it as a PDF or audio. Jump onto one of our networking sessions. Come and meet us. We're real people. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos. Let us all work together so we can help you and many other people to lead healthier, wealthier, and happier lives. Thank you.